So, I am here talking about my postpartum experience. It's been a month since I gave birth, and it seems honestly like so far away. Giving birth seemed like it was years ago. That's what it felt like. And I'm going to be very authentic about postpartum and maybe some tips that can help you if you are in your last trimester of pregnancy, or if you're just wanting to know how you can prepare yourself afterwards. Postpartum is incredibly difficult, and I didn't realize this. Um, so they call the 3 months after you give birth the fourth trimester, and it seems, very, very accurate. Um, the reason why postpartum is very difficult, it was more difficult than third trimester, which was really hard, is you are recovering from something. Having a baby is not easy. It really changes your body. A lot of shit is going, just think you passed a human out of you and you have so many hormonal changes. I had a very, very long labor, and if you haven't seen my labor and delivery story, it's the video before this. That was traumatic, and just my body, I had a lot of bleeding. I just had a lot of stuff going on. I was so exhausted from just not sleeping at all through the whole labor delivery hospital process, and then coming home with a newborn. I mean, I was so tired to the point where I couldn't even sleep because I was so tired, and I was becoming very delirious because I was so tired. So that, having your body recover, going through the hormone changes, I had a fever, I had hot flashes, I had night sweats, plus with a new baby, is very difficult. And my baby, our baby, she is a very difficult baby. She screams all the time, and we believe she has colic. She's just so fussy. She's never like just chilling. Like, she's never, if she's awake, she's never just chilling. She's always fussing, chirping, screaming. Today she was just like screaming, crying for almost 3 hours, just from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and nothing would help her. And it gets to the point where, all four family members were eating dinner. She's screaming, crying, so we literally have to rotate, taking turns holding her, consoling her, and then eating and scarfing down her food for 5 minutes, and then passing her on to the next person so they can eat. So, yeah, she's not an easy baby, which has made this whole postpartum thing so much harder, because when she's awake, she's not just, you have to literally be holding her and consoling her and doing something to her. And during the time she's awake, don't even think about, going to the bathroom. Don't think about washing your hands. Don't think about drinking a sip of water, because you don't have time for that. And so I think that is what has made the whole experience so difficult postpartum. On top of, just you and, still recovering and all of that. I would suggest, if you can afford it, and I think this is probably more useful, this is way more useful than having a nursery, buying all the newest gadgets or whatever, is if COVID wasn't around, I would highly suggest hiring somebody to live with you for a month after you give birth, just to help out. Somebody who can watch the baby for you, somebody who can bring you meals, somebody who can empty out your trash full of bloody maxi pads, because you're going to be bleeding for a long time after giving birth. Just doing those things. Someone being able to, if she is fussy, watch the baby for you while you get time to take a shower. These days, I don't even remember last time I showered. One thing though, my skin is so much more dry, and my hair is no longer oily since being pregnant. So I really don't know when the last time I showered is. I actually cannot remember. Amnesia, right? I don't know if it's a week, if it's 2 days. I really can't remember. And my hair doesn't smell anymore, because usually I shower whenever it gets greasy, but it's perfectly fine. yeah, someone to help you wash your, your breast pumps, you know, someone to help you do the laundry when you have breast milk stains everywhere. I literally have like breast milk like all over my computer and stuff. It's disgusting. Um, Someone to help you get the mail, open packages. I think it's really, really important. So I think they have things called postpartum doulas where they kind of help out. But yeah, if you can just get somebody to be with you, live with you, I think it's important they live with you because it's literally a 24/7 thing for at least the first month. So that way you can at least be somewhat sane and not like, you know, not want to die because it's not easy. Um, that's really good. So because of COVID, obviously that can't happen, but my mom and my parents, they've been so helpful, so great. My mom honestly she's an amazing mom. Like just how she does things is very like I don't know, she just gets things done. She doesn't freak out when the baby's like screaming for 3 hours. Um, yeah, she's been really great. So I'm really, really helpful. So I guess my parents are like the postpartum doulas, right, for me. But maybe for baby number two, or for people who, I mean, if you want to figure out what to do, I would highly, highly suggest that because I don't know how we would have done it without having this kind of help around. Okay, so definitely a postpartum doula, or again, just somebody being with you, helping. It can be a family member, a friend, whatever. I mean, even if it's like a distant family member, I would just hire them and give them, X amount of money, cash, and just get them to help out because you really, really need it. All right, so that's about postpartum. Another thing about postpartum is the hormonal shifts and just how are you feeling emotionally afterwards. My doctor was so nice and she's so empathetic, and she's just such a like understanding and warm person, and I was almost crying on the phone with her because we're doing phone calls, um, because there's a lot of stuff that happens after a woman gives birth, and like when you're pregnant the attention is all on the baby, and obviously um, that's important. But when you're pregnant, you're having doctor's appointments all the time to monitor the health of the baby. And then you give birth, and then you have to go to the pediatrician a few times. But there's only one postpartum appointment, and that's not enough because I feel like moms go through so much after having a baby, especially the emotional part of it. Um, So there's something called the baby blues, there's postpartum depression, but you just feel really emotional, and you feel really sad sometimes, and you don't know why you feel sad. And I have felt a little just emotional and sad. I'm kind of tearing up a little bit because I don't know, and it's I almost feel guilty for saying this because like everything is, so happy, and I have everything anybody could want, literally. Like on paper, I have everything anyone could want, but just with all the emotions. And I also think having a very colicky baby has given me a lot of anxiety because when she's sleeping like she is right now, I'm just freaking out because I'm like, I need to be as productive as possible. For the type A personality I am, I need to be as productive as possible. There's a million things on my to-do list. Oh my God, am I going to get all of it done? And I get so much anxiety that I'm not being efficient enough with my time. Like maybe I shouldn't be making this video right now, because I don't have a lot of time. And I'm a fairly anxious person in general. I'm a very task-minded person, so just not having time to do it stresses me out. And just right now I hear her making noises and I'm afraid she's going to wake up, and that gives me anxiety because it just makes me be like, oh my God, if she wakes up, is she going to start screaming again? So that has been hard, just just that part. Um, and, there have been days where I've just been so tired that when I want to sleep, I cannot fall asleep. Like, there's a point where you get overtired and you cannot sleep. It's kind of like, I've noticed the baby, she doesn't know how to fall asleep. She'll start crying because she's tired, but she doesn't know how to fall asleep. And so sometimes I feel like when you're so tired and your sleep schedule is all over the place, you just cannot like fall asleep, even though you should be sleeping, because you don't know when the next time you're gonna be sleeping is. So I think it's that uncertainty of like just not knowing when you're gonna have free time, not knowing when you're gonna be able to sleep for how long. At least when you're, at a job or whatever, when your shift ends, and when your day ends, and when you can go to sleep. You'll go to sleep when this is done, and you'll be able to sleep for a certain amount of hours before you have to wake up. But with the new baby, you just don't know any of that. It could be, you could sleep through the whole night, you could sleep 1 hour, 2 hours, like it really depends. And I think not knowing that really kind of wears you down, that anxiety of not knowing. So those are kind of the issues postpartum that I've been experiencing. But again, just so glad. My parents have been so helpful. Now I'm tired. And they've also been helping her out at night too, which has been so great. So today I'm going to do that, but I just can't wait till she gets older and grows out of her colicky phase and sleeps through the night. And I can't wait till, COVID is over, or at least there's some sort of, daycare service, or, bringing on a nanny, or just someone, who can just be hired help, so that way I can give my parents a break too, because I feel really bad because they've just nonstop been working so hard. Yeah, so with COVID, it's that. And I don't know if there's like mom guilt. I don't really feel mom guilt right now. I think it's too early to feel that way, but there's a lot going on in the business, and I just want to make sure that we're optimizing right and doing everything we can. But at the same time, you really have to figure out what you can do and what you can't do, and let it go. Certain things that are just not worth doing right now, are not a priority. You just have to let it go. And for someone like me, it's really difficult to let those things go. And yeah, so yep, that's it. I think I'm gonna go to sleep now. So